Now I'm going to show you how to cut a trouser. Now this trouser we're about to cut will be an English trouser. Let me quickly go through the measurements. Now the trouser length is 38.5. The hip is 43 inches. The waist is 33 inches. The lap is 26 inches. The knee is 18 inches. And the ankle is 14 inches. I folded the fabric into two because we're going to be cutting both pieces of the front part of the trouser and both pieces of the back part of the trouser. So now we're working with a trouser length of 38.5 inches. So I'm going to place my tape at the top of the fabric this way. Then I'm going to mark my 38.5 inches. Then I'm going to add 3 inches of hem allowance. That will give me a total of 41.5 inches. Then I'm going to mark. Then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw a straight line. Then on the allowance that I also mark, I'm going to draw a straight line. So this is the marking for the trouser length and this is the marking for the allowance. We're going to mark out our hip measurement. Now we're working with a hip of 43 inches. So 43 divided by 4, that will give us 10 3/4. So I'll just approximate it to 11 inches. So that 11 inches, I'm going to add 1 inch to it. That will give us 12 inches. So now I'm going to place my tape around this area and measure that 12 inches. Then I'm going to mark. So now after marking the hip, we're going to determine our crotch measurement. Now when you want to take the crotch measurement, you sit down on a stool or a bench. You identify your waist area where you normally put your trouser. So this is the point. As you can see, this is where my trouser stops. Now I'm going to take it down. Now where your tape touches the stool, that's the point you should target. The tape touches the stool at 9.5. So I'm going to add 1 inch to this 9.5 as the crotch length is. So that will give me a total of 10.5 inches. So my crotch length is 9.5 plus 1 inch is, that will give me 10.5 inches. Now one way of getting the crotch measurement is the hip round divided by 4. So now we're working with a hip of 43 inches. 43 divided by 4, that will give us 10 3/4 inches. So now I'm going to take my tape and place it at the top position here and measure down. Then I'm going to mark. So now I'm going to take my ruler and connect this hip marking that I did and connect it to this crotch measurement here. Get the hip measurement and connect it to the crotch measurement. So this is what we have here. So this is our crotch measurement and this is our hip measurement. You know, the marking we did for the hip here is 12 inches. So now this marking I did, I'm going to divide it into 2. 12 divided by 2, that will give me 6 inches. I'm going to mark the 6 inches here like this. Now this 6 inches marking I did, that's the middle of the hip. I'm going to place it all around till I get to the lower part of the trouser. So now I'm going to come to this position here and still place that 6 inches. That's half of the hip measurement. So I'll still come here at the lower part of the trouser and place the same 6 inches. So now I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to draw a straight line and connect it from the top here. Then I'm still going to come down, connect it to the lower part of the trouser and connect it to this position here like this.
Okay, so now we're going to place the lap measurement. The lap is 26 inches. 26 divided by 2, that will give us 13 inches. So I'm going to place my tape and I'm going to mark that 13 inches. So I'm going to mark it with my pencil, 13 inches. And I'm going to connect that position, connect it to the hip measurement or the crotch measurement where I marked. Then after that, I'm going to go up by 3 inches. After marking the 3 inches, I'm going to connect it with a curve and connect it to the lap or the thigh measurement that I marked.
So now we're going to place our knee round measurement. How I determine the position of the knee is the trouser length divided by 2. So now we're working with a trouser length of 38.5 inches, approximately 39 inches. So 39 divided by 2, that will give me 19.5 inches. So I'm going to place my tape at the top here and mark my 19.5 inches. So 19.5 inches is around here. So this will be my knee position. Our knee round is 18 inches. 18 inches divided by 2, that will give us 9 inches. So the middle of 9 inches, that's 9 inches divided by 2, that will give us 4.5 inches. So I'm going to place that 4.5 inches on my tape. I'm going to place it in line with this line that we marked here. Then I'm going to mark my 9 inches. So 9 inches is around here. then I'm going to mark the 9 inches is around here, connect it with a curve to the lap position as you can see, and connect it to this position here as you can see like this. Our ankle is 14 inches. 14 divided by 2, that will give us 7 inches. 7 inches divided by 2, that will give us 3.5 inches. So I'm going to place that 3.5 inches on my tape in line with this marking that we did here. Then I'm going to mark my 7 inches. Come here and mark my 7 inches as you can see. From here, take it straight up from the allowance. Then I'm going to go up straight. Then from this position here, I'm going to curve it and connect it to this knee position here. Then from this position, I'm going to curve it and connect it to this knee position here. So that's how I'm going to curve it. We're almost done with the front part of our trouser. I'm going to cut the front piece, making sure I follow the lines this way like this. I'm going to come here and cut it. I'm going to mark out and cut the waist area, and we're going to slant the top part of the front piece because the human waist is not straight. Our waist measurement is 33 inches. So 33 inches divided by 4, that will give us 8¼ So I'm going to place my tape at the top area and measure down that 8¼ inches. So this is the 8¼ inches. I will approximate it to 8½. Then I'm going to add 1½ inch allowance to the waist measurement and I'm going to mark it. So 8½ plus 1½, that will give me 10 inches. So I'm going to mark it here. Then I'm going to come down by about 4 inches. Then this waist measurement, I'm going to connect it with a curve this way like this. Then from this position like this, I'm going to cut. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to slant this top part of the waist. So from this position, I'm going to come down by ½ inch this way like this. Then I'm going to take my ruler and slant the waist of the front piece like this. As you can see, slant it by ½ inch. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to slant the waist of the trouser this way like this. So as you can see, this is what we have here. I'm going to place this front part on this remaining piece of fabric and we're going to cut the back part of the trouser. Now when you're cutting the back piece, ensure that you have at least 2 inches allowance at the top part here and you have at least 2 inches of extra fabric at the crotch area here. So now on this crotch area, you come out by 2 inches and you place your mark this way. You take your ruler and draw a straight line this way like this here. You come down by ½ inch. Then you connect this ½ inch to this crotch position here. So I'm going to use my pencil and connect that ½ inch to this crotch area here. On this top area, you're going to go in by 1.5 inches. You mark, you come up by 2 inches. Then you draw a straight line and connect this marking here this way like this. Now you're going to take the measurement of the waist of the front piece. Now I'm going to place my tape and take the measurement. So the front waist is 10 inches. Now I'm going to add 2 inches to this 10 inches to mark out the back waist. In this 2 inches, 1 inch is the allowance and the other inch is for the pleats. So now from this position, I'm going to measure my 12 inches and mark the 12 inches and connect it to that position where I marked that 12 inches. After drawing this straight line, I'm going to come up by ½ inch. So this ½ inch position, I'm going to connect it to these 2 inches that I marked here. I'm going to take my ruler and connect this ½ inch that I took up here and connect it to this marking, these 2 inches that I took up from here. So now on this crotch position, I'm going to mark this area here like this. Then I'm going to raise the front piece up. Then I'm going to connect with a curve, connect it to this marking that we did here. So I'm going to connect it this way like this. And this is how I'll connect it. Then I'm going to take the front piece and bring it back this way like this. Now we're going to add all the allowances on the back piece. So I'm going to come here and come down by 1 inch. So that's how I'm still going to come down here on the lower part of the trouser, come out by 1 inch. Then on this position, come out by 1 inch. I'm going to take it all the way down, mark my 1 inch, mark my 1 inch. I'm going to connect it, connect this part, connect all the 1 inch allowances that I marked. I'm going to connect it this way like this. So from this position, I'm going to connect it to this 2 inch that we took out here. I'm going to align it to that 2 inch mark here. This is the back curve. Then from this marking, I'm going to connect it to this position. So that's how I'm going to take my pencil and connect it to this position like this. So I've marked out the back piece. So I'm going to raise the front piece up so that I'll be able to cut the back piece. And I'm going to cut, ensuring that I follow the markings that I did. So now this is the front piece and this is the back piece. So this is the proper way to cut an English trouser.